Hello there, I'm so happy to see you tonight. Tonight we are looking at NEO stock again. This is not a full in-depth update, this is just one of our quick, skims and scans over the stock where I give you my quick buy rating and hopefully under 5 minutes. So of course we are making about 4 to 5 videos a day now, 3 or 2 is the minimum. We are pumping out loads of videos, so if that does really, is something which you appreciate, please show it by liking and subscribing. We're trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber goal as soon as possible, and this is really taking a lot of effort. So if you could just help us get there as soon as possible, massively appreciated. Of course, come and join us on Discord, link is in the description. It's all about stocks. Let's have a quick look onto NEO stock and how we have been doing recently. So just to give you the larger picture, I'm sure if you've been following our update videos, which you probably have, you will know. But if you do want to have a quick look out to the 6-month period, we have been growing on the stock quite steadily up until around October or even November period, where basically we saw the stock being quite linear on its path to progression, moving upwards, and then we had a few catalysts come into the stock, factoring it. And I think these were things like the increased rating from, I think it was Deutsche Bank. And if it wasn't, I think it was actually a few different banks which did, increase their rating on the stock. And I think that has definitely driven it. We've had good sales figures for all 4 quarters of the year, I do believe, if we can find those very quickly. No, we can't. But yeah, I think sales have been extremely good quarter on quarter, month on month on month. And I think that's another thing which has driven the stock price. So yeah, looking into the future, let's have a quick look out to the 1 month just before we do that, and then into the 5-day. Into the 1 month, we are once again quite linear. We can almost even draw a ruler line straight through that because it's just so flat and stable. Honestly, we've had like 1 or 2 days down on the whole graph, maybe about 3 or 4 to be honest. But even in that period, these were not big drops at all. These were drops of a few cents. We're dropping from 31.99 all the way to 30.58 here, so less than $1. If we look down here, we're dropping from 42.35 to 41.63. You get what I'm saying. We're not losing a lot of value at all, and even when we do lose value, it definitely just goes straight back up on the next few days. So 5-day period, how are we trading for this week? Honestly, it looks like momentum may be slowing down towards the end of the week. So let's have a quick look. Towards the start of the week, we were quite flat, moving upwards. Then we saw this big increase from the Friday of last week to the Tuesday of this week. From that point, we've been relatively flat, if not, on the decline, on a small amount. Not necessarily a bad thing to see. We are slightly down, I do believe. So yeah, we've actually gained 0.8%, so not really much of a gain at all. Is this one a buy? In my opinion, ultimately that's what we are trying to look at. I would say this one definitely is. We have seen a few negative days recently. I do personally hold this one though, and I am not too worried. I've talked about this before in the past. I can definitely see this one being one for the long-term hold. Obviously for a swing trade, you're still risking a lot, but I think it is probably still a good bet for one of those. Of course, I am not your financial advisor, but even for a swing trade, I would say this is probably a relatively decent bet as far as swing trades go. When we look out to, the long-term period though, is it a good buy? In my personal opinion, yes it is, and that's just due to the fact that we've seen stocks like this rocket into the future. I think sales figures are going to increase towards the 4th quarter. I think that's going to bring a lot of investors in. I think other factors like, increased buyer ratings and increased predictions from banks or even other trustworthy sources are going to force up the price. And I think factors like that do play a big part in, where the price of the stock is going into the future. So yes, I would buy this one, but it's one of those ones where you really have to make your own decision. So thank you for your time. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.